as much. On my wife's side, we're like really close. We live like 5 minutes away. So, and I feel like they have more free time. Like there's less siblings. The kids are, grown and like out of school. But they like the distance helps, and just the freedom helps on that side. So yeah, they definitely see my in-laws more. And I think it's dope. Let's see. Have you ever considered homeschooling, and if so, was there a specific curriculum you wanted to focus on? So yeah. We've talked about this a lot. Going back to what I even talked about with like the neighborhood kids. I just feel like sometimes I'm sending my children to be around people I don't want them to aspire to be. I'm sending them to be around some people that I like. The bus driver, dope. He gets them to school safe. I'm sure he doesn't get paid enough. They dealing with a lot. I don't know him though. I don't know the cafeteria lady. I don't know much of the staff. I don't know who they're around. The other part is with, like I said, the neighborhood kids. I don't know who is cussing on the bus. I don't know who has the older sibling that is showing them whatever they can find on social media. Or I mean, shoot, I don't know. Like I've definitely considered the homeschooling. I mean, even just some of the stuff that my children will come home and tell me, where I'm like, all right, now we either might need to look at some private schooling, and I mean, shoot, they'd probably be exposed to stuff there too. But yeah, we definitely talked about homeschooling. As far as curriculum though, I've never looked that far into it. I'm not sure what the focus would be. I mean, in my house we're like creatives. I want you making something. I want you to give to the world. And honestly, I feel like you give to the world, you get a ton back. So I mean, that's part of it. But I also feel like when you give to the world, you are like helping somebody, healing somebody. We're trying to bring some kind of pleasure to people or some kind of education. So I would probably focus more, creative, but also financial. I think there's so many people that don't have a good grasp on finances. And so we have a lot of those conversations too, because I've been at the school, and what I heard a lot of is, man, if I had that kind of money, blah, blah, blah. Or, man, money don't grow on trees, so blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of like the old traditional broke mentality type stuff. And that's I don't want to say it's scary for me to have my kids around, but it's like it's the opposite of what I want them to feel. I don't want them to feel like stuff is tight and money is scary. I want them to feel like there is an abundance. I want them to feel like, man, all I gotta do is exchange a little bit of my idea for the bread, or exchange a little bit of my time, a little bit of my effort, and I'll have it. I never want them to be like, oh, I'll never be able to have the things that I want, because I don't really believe that's true. So I'm not sure what number question this is, but actually, hold on one sec. I'm gonna like restart this camera because I think we're nearing like a half hour. So I like this question. I think this question is dope. How often do you encourage your children? For me, it's getting to the point where it's like almost every time. Almost every time I talk to them, I gotta let them know they doing something right. I gotta let them know, I feel like I gotta let them know that often that they doing something right, because I feel like a lot of the world's gonna tell you doing something wrong. I feel like a lot of the world's gonna tell you to fear something. I don't want them to feel that way. And shoot, they're gonna hear that stuff from me too. They're also gonna hear where they're messing up. They're gonna hear like, yo, you could have did this better. They're gonna hear a lot of that from me. But that's why I gotta tell them, man, you're brilliant, you're smart. And I'm not lying sometimes when I'm telling them they amaze me. They do. Like, my son makes beats that I can't believe someone that I had a hand in raising is like this talented, has this amount of patience to find the right sounds, the notes, the tempo, the EQ, the reverb, like they're like I can, we can talk terminology, but like he's 16 and he's made a ton of progress. My 10-year-old, a math whiz, like I'm like, yo, I used to be good at math. I made honor roll in 4th grade. You are doing stuff I wasn't doing when I was 9, 10 years old. And then my daughter, I mean, she writes stories. She's I love all that. I don't have to lie to them. I'm like, yo, you are so dope. And I feel like the more you believe that you're dope, the more you will be dope. And so that's why I'm going to put a lot of encouragement into them as well. Let's see. What are your views on incentives or rewarding children for good behavior or completing tasks? I feel like you should. I feel like you should because in life it doesn't happen all the time, and you shouldn't be walking around expecting good things to happen because you do good things, but it happens. Like and I want them to feel like, man, I'm going to do this and I'm going to have some good energy come back around. I mean, that's typically how it's worked for me. And so I think I think I lied to them when it comes to grades. I know I was like, yo, all right, for every A is $10. Every B is $5. For every C, you owe me 10. And for every D, we can't talk any bread. And we don't even talk about anything lower than that. But they stopped, like, my oldest stopped getting C's. He won't get D's and C's anymore. He keeps getting A's. And I can't remember the last time I gave him any money. I mean, there's times like we'll take him out to dinner. We'll celebrate him and stuff like that. But I think I owe him. If anybody wants to donate to the Honor Roll Kids Fund, what's up, fam? How are you? You need something? That's polite. I appreciate it. You gonna sit in here or you rolling out? I mean, you can sit right there. It's fine. I don't care. I was talking about, so I got a bunch of questions sent to me. So the question is, what are my views on incentives and rewarding children for good behavior for completing tasks? So I know it sounds like really wordy. Basically, how do I feel about giving you guys stuff for doing a good job, for doing what we ask? Do you feel like you guys get things for doing well or not really? You don't really feel like, okay. It's hard. I feel like y'all are spoiled. I feel like y'all get a lot. So I also think that might be why it doesn't feel like we give you things for doing what we ask, because I feel like we do a ton. We just did OC. We just did Great Wolf Lodge. You have a PS5. He got a gaming computer. Naomi got her stuff. So I do feel like you guys get a lot. And what we did Annie's last week. We did So I mean, I appreciate your feedback, homie. That's good. I appreciate it. No, they sent me a bunch of questions. That's actually the second to last question. I only got one more left. I can go back over them after if you want to. So the last question that was sent is, how strict are you when it comes to parenting? I don't feel like I'm the strict one. I do have some things that I don't want happening. There are things that I am big on as far as like respect. Like I want to raise them to be polite and respectful. I want them to I want them to not necessarily give the energy they've been receiving, but I want them to give the energy they expect to receive. So if they expect to be respected, then that's something that we're gonna stand on. I'm the type that is like, you gotta get on their ass a little early, and you don't have to do a ton later. And my oldest, I don't know. We couldn't really get to him. He was just, he's going to change when he's ready, I guess. But the younger two, like I said, I don't really feel like I have to be crazy strict on them because we laid the groundwork very early. And I don't know. We have a really good relationship. They push the limit every now and then. talking back a little bit. But they do pretty much everything we ask. So I don't necessarily feel like I have to be strict. Like, I don't. What you say? What you think? You feel like we're strict on stuff, or you feel like we're lenient? That's a no. We're not. But y'all are very well behaved, so it's not like we gotta take. Yeah, like I don't feel like we gotta like. I mean, Just has a curfew. He gotta be in at a certain time. But if he asks to go do stuff and we have the details, he free to get busy. He free to do him. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like y'all have it. Y'all things are smooth for y'all. Did you care about hearing the other question or no? Yeah, this whole thing is all parenting. It was from somebody that is about to have their first kid. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's kind of late. And hey, whatever. It's dope, but for like Justice, he's going to graduate in 2 years. I'll be like 38. I couldn't imagine being 58, like 56. And I'm like trying to keep up with all the activities and stuff. I'm happy with how things played out for me, I guess now, when for years I had regret. Let me see. Say the questions. Don't answer them. Okay, so first question. What is the most challenging part of parenthood? The second question, what would you do differently had you known then what you know today? So basically, like 10 years ago when you were born, what things would I do if I knew everything that I know now? Like there's certain things that I learned since you've been born. And next question. Third question. I'm sorry. What part of parenthood was easiest to adapt to? You understand that? What part of parenthood was the easiest to adapt to? Like, bringing a baby in the house, changing some things. And so, for me, I was saying the easiest thing was having to stay home. Like, a lot of people like being out. I be chilling. I like being in the house. Did your upbringing dictate how you raise your children? Do you understand that? So did how my parent raised me, like, how did that shape how we parent you guys? I would love to hear your mother's answer on that, but it definitely impacted how I raised you guys. What is the biggest misconception in regards to becoming parent? That's basically like, what do most people think about parenting that is not necessarily true? But I couldn't really think of an answer. Is there something that you can think about? Like, what do you think about parenting? Is there something, or you don't even really think about parenting? What are you supposed to feed them? Oh yeah, I mean, so as far as like what you have to come up with as far as cook, like that is a challenge. Like that can be a challenge, like having to feed y'all 3 times every day, and then the stuff I bought you might not like, the stuff I spent time cooking you might not want to eat. That kind of stuff gets frustrating. Fourth question. No, sorry. Fifth question. What is the biggest misconception? Did we say that one? What's the biggest misconception? What is the biggest misconception in regards to becoming parent? I did say that. Yeah. Is it challenging finding balance between focusing on your children and your spouse? You know who my spouse is? Yo, mom. Your spouse is like your wife or your husband. And I said, yeah, it is a challenge to find that balance, because we try to do a lot with y'all. Go to the court, play Fortnite, playing basketball in the basement, doing the videos with Nay. And then we have like a limited amount of time to spend with each other. And so finding that balance, I said, was tough. Have you or your spouse ever had to compromise when it came to raising kids? Compromise, like basically I want something one way, she wants something another way. And we had to kind of like meet in the middle. Yeah, definitely. We've had to. Different things that we want for y'all. I was saying, I think like more along the lines of like spending money. I'll be like, nah, we probably shouldn't. And then, she might be like, nah, we got it. We can spend it or whatever. Oh, shoot. The Grizzlies tickets. I kept telling mom, don't buy them. I kept telling her, like, nah, don't get them tickets. And it's not because I knew Ja was hurt or nobody was playing. I just was like, huh? Nah, I didn't know he was hurt. I was just saying, like, we'll go another time. Now, we don't even know when Ja going to play again. So, maybe she was right. Well, shoot, you still didn't see him play. So, whatever. As parents, how important is it spending time with your children individually. So that was the question. You feel like we spend a good amount of time with y'all, like individually? Yeah. All right. Cool. Because if you just said no, next question. How often do your kids talk or visit their grandparents? Good amount. Yeah. Huh? You said you want to do it a little more? What? See your grandparent? Okay. Shoot. Okay. Have you ever considered homeschooling? And if so, was there a specific curriculum you wanted to focus on? Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about it. We talked about it a little bit. I mean, I think COVID made us think about it a lot too. Like, no, so you're not you're not going to be doing the same thing as your kids, like as the kids in your class. It's not like that. It's like we get our own thing that we want you to specialize. Nah, you don't go to school at all. Like, yeah, like for gym we might have to take you to the Y. For reading we might have to take you like to the library. I don't know what we do for music. We might do a mixtape for music class. That would be fire. You considering homeschooling now? How often do you encourage your children? You feel like we encourage y'all or not really? You don't know. I think we do. I think we tell you you're smart a lot. I think mom tells you you're handsome. Shoot, them people at the college was drooling over y'all. Yeah, where we went today. And they kept complimenting you and Naomi. Soon as we got there, like the first like tent we got to, and the lady was like, "Oh my gosh, like you gonna be in trouble. Yeah, look at your hair, look at her eyes." Like, no, but I think we tell Nay all kind of stuff. I mean, it's been tough to give just his compliments. I don't know why, but he's really, I don't know, he's like really smart and he's really talented, and sometimes I'm like, I don't want to tell him anything good. I don't know what it is, but I've been trying to. I've been getting better at it. What are your views on incentives? Oh, you were here for that question, right? All right, so yeah, say it again? I guess so. I mean, we can do this whenever though. We can look up questions. We can this might be me and your thing. Saturday night talk Saturdays. Get you a pair of shades too. All right, man. If you let me have a